Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, because mambo ni mengi na masaa ni machache. But before we get right into it, just to let you guys know that I will be posting content like this every week. So if it sounds like your type of thing, I highly suggest that you hit the subscribe button and follow me across all my social media platforms so that you don't miss the next one. There's a form of oppression yenye imekuwa so mainstreamed and so marginalized, we don't even realize we are being oppressed. Don't know what I'm talking about? Just bear with me for a second. Put a finger down if you've ever done a job na ukaambiwa utalipwa 90 days later. Put a finger down if you've ever done a job and 90 days later bado haukukuwa umelipwa, and when you started following up on those payments ukaambiwa you are impatient, difficult to work with, unreasonable, or ukapewa tu some label yenye haikukuwa inaambatana na kazi umefanya. Put a finger down kama ushaifanya kazi haukulipwa, after a while ukalipwa ukaitwa ndio ufanye kazi ingine alafu bado unawadai. Put a finger down kama ushaiitwa kufanya job ukaifanya ukaideliver vizuri na up to today haujailipwa. Ndio hiyo financial oppression yenye na talk about. Juzi MPs salary yao imechelewa, si ati hawakulipwa, ilichelewa kidogo tu lakini karibu waandamane. Kwetu, this is the norm. We work all the time and we never get compensated on time for all the work that we have done. Unafanya kazi unaambiwa ungoje 90 days. And I'm just wondering, hizo 90 days mnafikiria tunalipa bills na nini? Mawe na shells? Ama kwa sababu kila mtu analipa bills na pesa? And when you tell me to do a job and I'm living from hand to mouth and wait for 90 days before you can pay me, honestly, you're being unreasonable, oppressive, and very unfair. And it does not help me. It takes away my dignity. It takes away my capacity to save. It literally takes away my ability to progress. Kwa sababu during those 90 days, nitashinda nimeomba, ndio ni survive. So much so that by the time unanilipa, hiyo do yote inaenda kulipa madeni ndio nianze kuomba fresh. How am I supposed to progress as a young person? President wetu anashinda ameenda huku kote akisema we need to develop a culture of saving. Tuna save nini? Mawe. And I think it's time we had a conversation about setting very strict laws for delayed payments. At this point na feel ni kama kila mtu Nairobi anadai mtu. Okay, not even Nairobi. I think in the entire world. Kila mtu anadai mtu, cause hata sahi legislators wanadai serikali hawajalipwa. And I just wanted to know from you guys' opinion, what can we in our own power do about it? Should we start a Telegram channel mali tuta blacklist rogue clients and clients who deliberately just delay to pay you for no reason at all? Cause eventually ukikos drama, hiyo pesa yo utoka mapema very fast. So mtu tu alikuwa ameikalia anangoja kupush to the wall, ukuje ukos drama ndo akupedo yako. And can we take a minute to reflect on how this is impacting our mental health negatively? Kwa sababu mimi nashikwanga na anxiety vibaya nikiwa in a place where I don't understand financial stability ya future yangu itakaaje, and it unsettles me. And as a person who thrives on creativity, it therefore means I can't create. So I'm in a catch-22 situation where I know I need to create to make money, but I am depressed because I don't have money and I cannot create. As a young person, unakopaje? By the way, a sister needs some tips. But you guys let me know if I should start a Telegram channel and just do a whole list, a blacklist, so that we can make every other person out there aware. Kama waneza avoid mtego, wa avoid mtego. Bunyore Girls alumni, therapy na wapeleka aje. Hi! So recently kumekuwa na a lot of funny things happening in our schools, especially the boarding schools. And it started with the deaths in Mukumu Girls, where 2 lives were lost. And I honestly feel it's because our educators don't understand what care duty is. And I will explain. Wewe kama mzazi unaambiwa shule fulani ni shule mzuri. So you decide to take your child to that school because you've been told it performs so well academically. But as a parent umekaa chini ukajiuliza which other sectors of your child's life are going to be impacted, at the expense of academic excellence. We've also had cases in Butere Boys. There have been some fires, and thank God we did not have any fatalities in the fires. But kuna thread pia imekuwa pale TikTok. Thread ama trend wase, mi si Gen Z, but that one of pupils shaming their former schools and the teachers who made life a living hell for them. Sijaona ya Bunyore Girls, and I wish I could make one, lakini sina picha na bado niko traumatized. I am a patient of mental health thingies because of my high school experience. When I talk about my high school experience, I usually don't tell people I went to a school. I feel like I was in a Nazi concentration camp or a small prison or just something. My high school experience was so bad. I now have to live with anxiety for the rest of my life. I am in therapy because of Bunyore Girls High School. And I cannot imagine how many other people out there suffered the same fate. From zile viboko tulikuwa tunapigwa wase, I don't even think we whooped thieves' asses the way we were being beaten in that school. You guy. We literally were never being taught how to live together with each other. We were just being conditioned to be perfectionists in life. And I know I am not the only one. And I wish I could just hear stories from everybody out there. But other than just telling our stories, it's a time that we now have to have a national conversation on what goes on in our schools and the effect that it's having on our children, because we are a traumatized generation and it is highly attributed to our high schools. Our constitution has given us the right of education. It's not just in one article, it's in Article 43, it's in Article 53, and it's in Article 55. That is how important education is. But we need to understand that education is not a standalone thing. It's not an island. In as much as we are giving our children education, we need to give them love. We need to give them comfort. We need to give them safety. We need to give them assurance, and we need to build their confidence rather than tearing it down. So if you have a story to tell, kindly share it with us in the comment section. Na kama wewe ni alumni wa Bunyore Girls, tafadhali inua mkono hapo chini kwa comments tujuane. Kama kuna sentence nimesikia sana in the past 7 months is we found empty coffers. Hatukupata pesa. Handshake brothers walimaliza pesa. I'm surprised bado msajatoa ngoma na your line at this point. Can someone do a song? I'm waiting.
Truth of the matter is that we have inherited a dilapidated economy.
Kwa sababu that word, that phrase is now imprinted in my head every time like I encounter a problem in this society. It's just...
Truth of the matter is that we have inherited a dilapidated economy.
Let's blame it on the empty coffers. But even the Bible says, God tells us, come let us reason together. So for a minute, I just want us to reason together with our government, because the two people at the helm of this government call themselves godly men. Godly, truthful men. So let's reason together like godly people. When you say you came and found empty coffers, we believe you. When you say handshake brothers wali waste do kwa BBI, we believe you. We do not have a problem with what you found, the situation as it was, or the economy as is, or as it was when you came into power. What we have a problem with is the fact that now that has become the defense for every other thing 6 months down the line. And we are tired of hearing it. Iyo lamentation, tumefika mwisho. Can we read another book of the Bible? Because lamentation is not doing it for Kenyans right now. And when you say you found empty coffers, we were likely to continue believing that narrative, assuming mngepunguza mishahara zenyu, assuming budget ya office of the president haingeongezwa by 5 billion, assuming president, cabinet, prime cabinet minister, ama naitwa nani, madividi cheo yake ni nini, that one, and the deputy president had not asked for 800 million just for cars. We will be okay with the narrative that the coffers were empty if you guys were not wasting. Last night, Chief economist David Ndii was on TV and he clearly stated how exasperated he was with government wastage. So let me ask you people one question. Where do you get the audacity to stand and still cry empty coffers when you are wasting the little that is there at the expense of common mwananchi? It is starting to feel like right now, hasla teseke ndio mabeshte za presda na deputy wake wako na life comfortable. We just hired 50 chief administrative secretaries the other day. And you want to tell them, now you're telling them you cannot pay them because you cannot pay public servants. So mlikuwa mnawapatia kazi ya kazi gani? Wakuja kufanya charity wakama. And honestly, why do we need 50 of them? Wouldn't 23 have been enough? As it was suggested by the PAC. So our 27 waju, hiyo ndio inaenda kuwalipa salary inatoka wapi? And let's remember, nyinyi mmeambia hustlers wakitaka kuanzisha biashara, waombe mkopo ya 700 pale hustler fund, lakini mnapatia chief administrative secretaries who are rejected and recycled politicians mortgage ya 35 million. Ndio aishi kwa keja ya 35 million, while sisi tuko pale mtaa aluminium apartments, mvua ikinyesha unachota maji ndani ya nyumba. Are you guys being serious? And you still want us to believe that the coffers are empty while you're living large and living comfortable and throwing Thanksgiving Sunday services every week, spending 20 million? Wouldn't that 20 million have been put to good use elsewhere? Jiteni mkutano, by the way, jiteni mkutano kwa sababu kuna ka confusion kengine mko nako na sisi kama Wakenya tunakaona, hatukaelewi na hatukapendi. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We are grateful to Podcast Planet again for giving us their equipment and their beautiful space. And you can check them out. Their contact is on your screen. If you need to record your content, just hit them up and they will be of service to you. And today I want to make a plea on behalf of my friend Naomi, whose son Gandhi got injured while cycling. And he's been on a recovery journey for the past 5 months. We are grateful that Gandhi is alive and with us today. And I am making this plea because his mom came through for me when I was going through a difficult time, despite going through a difficult time herself. I am not able to repay Gandhi's mother's kindness in finances. I don't even think in any other way in my life I will be able to repay her for thinking of me while her son was in hospital. And that is why I am asking you guys to please save the date on the 16th of April for Gandhi's fundraiser so that he can continue to get the proper treatment that he needs and the equipment that he needs to get him back on his feet, and so that he can also have hope for the future. If there is anything that we can give Gandhi right now, it will be hope. Kindly save the date and help in any way you can, and please share the word within your networks so that we can reach as many people as possible. And if you know people in the cycling community, kindly tag them and let's come out for Gandhi, because that's the least that we can do. So thank you so much guys. I hope to see you next week kwa sababu kama kawaida mambo ni mengi na masaa ni machache.